obviously, but what you feel like even before that?
Yeah, we got to stop doing that shit to ourselves. I mean, it's getting old. Just letting guys walk to the rim. Nobody's containing the basketball. Don't give up threes, but I mean they got 4, if you count the last one, 5 layups. Okay, with no resistance whatsoever. Okay, so we're not focused there. Press breaker was organized, but with 2 very careless plays, and with 2 quick shots, in possessions. So got to stop doing that to ourselves. That being said, we enjoy wins. It's a good-ass win. We lost another guy out of our rotation, shorthanded. Shorthanded wins are great wins, and I was very proud of our guys competing and doing enough to get the W.
Curious with the Kobe, you got any update on him?
Yeah, he's got a right hip injury, and he's out tonight. I doubt he'll be available tomorrow, but we'll see how he is tomorrow.
And then Bradley, just what you think of his play. You said the rust would be there, but he made a couple plays there at the end, and he had turnovers as an overall.
Yeah, it's rhythm and timing, man. Like you can play as much pickup and practice as you want. It doesn't simulate the game environment. So sometimes it takes shape right away. Sometimes it takes a few games. Teammates are learning him. He's learning teammates where guys are going to be. I can help him help our guys be more organized. To help him with that. But very excited to have him back out there. He's a big reason we got the W.
Lastly, what do you think of the Nurkić-Draymond situation?
Yeah, I didn't see a replay of it, but it just looked like a reckless, dangerous play, and I'm sensitive to our guys getting hit on plays like that. So I didn't like it. The refs did what they had to do, and the league will do what they have to do.
And what determination will be made regarding Bradley Beal playing tomorrow? And is it a possibility that KD will be back tomorrow as well?
A possibility on KD. We'll see where his ankle is, and Brad is expected to play.
Frank, what do you think those late game situations you were talking about? I know this team doesn't really have a true point guard. Do you think that
Part of it.
Yeah.
Just part of it, but I mean, the situations guys are making mistakes in, there's 5 guys on the floor. The double team and the ball's going to hop around. Everybody's got to be able to take care of the basketball. All 5 guys on the floor have to. So it's not just about that.
How'd you like the way that second unit with Bradley adjusted in the fourth quarter compared to the second?
I'm sorry, say that again?
How'd you like the way the second unit with Bradley in the fourth quarter adjusted compared to the way that it was?
Yeah, I thought that was a difference in the game, honestly. I mean, obviously Book had that stretch where he just kind of took over, whether it was the end of the third into the fourth. Made a lot of big plays on both sides, layups, pull-up threes. I mean, he was dynamic. But, to get us to that point, I thought, our bench or second unit responded. We were called out at halftime, for, the run in the first half. And, we told them they needed to outplay their second unit in the second half, and they did. We made some tweaks to the rotation, putting Nurkić with that group to help stabilize us a little bit. But that was a big part of us getting a win is that second unit in the second half.
The Warriors were even more aggressive with that extra help towards Devin and Bradley. How did you like them with their thought process evolving and just finding the right?
Yeah, I like the number of guys we had, playmakers on the backside when they were taking the ball out of Devin's hands. Having Brad, back there, and we, because of the minutes restriction, we're still not playing them as much together. Trying to stagger them, have one on the floor. But that's just going to get better and better.
Felt like Jordan came up big for you guys on both ends, especially stepping in for Kobe. What you like about his play tonight?
Yeah, and he had to guard Steph. So not an easy assignment. But he went in and battled and made some big shots, big plays, rebounds. And competed his tail off and did as good as you can do on Steph. No one's going to stop him, but Jordan gave us a lot of resistance and let Book and Brad play off the ball. Because Book had foul trouble and Brad's his first game back. It's not ideal for either one of those guys to be chasing Steph around. So Goody was invaluable, in that stretch.
To your point about letting Brad play off the ball a little bit, it felt like you guys ran some split cuts with him and he was able to get loose. What do you like about using him in that off-ball way?
Yeah, we ran Brad. It's a tough thing for his first game back, but his motor offensively is something that people don't realize as one of his biggest strengths. How he moves without the basketball in constant motion, and you have to chase him. You got to run with him, and he's a threat to pull up at any time, a threat to curl off of any action at any time. And, when he gets the basketball, he's so dynamic making plays. So when he gets his legs really under him, he's going to be dangerous for us.
Coach, go ahead.
Coach, what led to the decision to start Chimezie Metu tonight, and how did you think he played?
Yeah, I just think he's been giving us some good minutes and, a roster exploration. We know that, we've given Keita, a good run, to have some opportunities in there. Mezzi hasn't really gotten consistent minutes or a bigger role on a certain game. So with the way he played the last couple games and with this matchup, with KD being out, I knew I wanted to play a bigger guy because this team's such a good offensive rebounding team. And I thought Mezzi came in and played great. He had the mulligan in the first half. The first three, we can call that, in golfers call that a mulligan. I told him to keep shooting the ball, and he knocked down some big threes for us.
Coach, you gave Bobo a shot. What do you think of him tonight?
Yeah, Bobo was good. That stretch, we got a 15-2 run or whatever that was. I think two of those points were Bowles. It wasn't because of Bowl, but it was enough that group. I wanted to have more guys out there that have been in rotation, playing. So we made the tweak in the second half. But I want to look at Bowl and give him an opportunity as well. So we thought we'd give him a little bit of a run there, but it didn't go well for the group. So we went away from it. But that's him not going back in the second half wasn't because of him, just because of how the group played in the first half.
Explain what happened with Draymond. That just looked pretty, I don't know the word to use, reckless maybe. Just speak to what happened there.
I don't know, man. I was behind the play. I don't think what's going on with him. I don't know. Personally, I feel like that brother needed help. I'm glad he not try to choke me, but at the same time, it had nothing to do with basketball, man. Like, I'm just out there trying to play basketball, out there swinging. I think we saw that often, but hope he, whatever he got in his life, will get better. So.
Devin, you've known Draymond for a long time. Were you surprised that he went that route with Nurkić?
Yeah. He wears his emotions, as every top competitor does, and, it got out of hand.
Curious, just when you guys want to finish games better, like you're not trying to have it end like that, but Coach Spence put it bluntly and said, we got to stop that shit. That's like literally the words he used. Maybe just speak to, if you both could address that, have another game come down to, a game that didn't have to come down to that.
Yeah, it's frustrating. We seem to put emphasis on, not being a team that only learns through losses. I think the good teams in this league, win or lose, you still try to find ways to get better and stress the importance of little things like that. That's just, it's just urgency, attention, like things that we can all control. And, we have too many talented guys in this room to be, doing that for the third or fourth time. It's frustrating.
Same thing for you.
I agree with Book. I feel like we're better than that. But also, it's normal to have up and downs when you always change your lineups and when, you have people in and out, and it's normal to make mistakes. But we are a basketball player. We should know better than that, especially on, frequencies, how many games happen.
Nurk, you're no stranger to the physicality of the game, but after that kind of situation, how do you stay solid mentally after something like that?
Happened before, so I don't, I learned in this league when you respond to some shit like that, you're getting fined, so you're getting the penalties, so which is not fair. But at the same time, I'm too valuable for this team to, get in foul trouble or getting tags or getting kicked out, so I got to stay, mentally, okay, because it's better for the team to stay on the floor.
Look, in a similar light, there was Chris's ejection 3 weeks ago, and then this one. Just how you liked seeing the team stay mentally composed when things got off the rails for a sec.
I don't think we got off the rail at all in both situations. So, we have a pretty mentally strong team, and like Nurk said, any retaliation is always the worst thing in that scenario. Missing games for your team, and it's a big fine too. So, no punch or retaliation is worth those.
Obviously, your first game play next to Brad, how do you like having him as a guy that can move off the ball and get to his spots like that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously takes the attention off for the short stints that we were out there. I know when two of the three of us play, we stagger the minutes. So, he's seen a lot of junk coverages when he was out there, and, I did too. But the times that we're out there together, I think it's tougher on teams, to, junk up the game in the ways that they do. He's still getting his legs and his wind back, which, I just went through the same thing. It's frustrating. The minute restriction, by the time you get your rhythm, you turn around and you're subbed out. So, I just told him stay level-headed, but it's good to have you back out there.
What's it like to have Chris cover you there in these key situations?
I mean, I know, he knows my game pretty well, and I know his too. And, when you're playing at the highest level of basketball, you try to take away, what somebody's doing every night. So, I was trying to pressure him, pick him up. And in transition, he's always good at, reading what I do because we've been alongside each other for a long time. And he's a brilliant mind for the game. But, he's the highest level of competitor that there is. And, it's all love between us. So, obviously I love playing with him, but I love competing against him too.
So with what he was doing before your free throws, like, what was it like being on the other side of that?
I mean, I've seen it before. We weren't teammates forever.
Devin, you've had so many new teammates this year, some new rotations. As the primary ball handler, the point guard, how long does it take to get a feel for where guys like the ball, or is it just kind of basketball read and react?
It's just read and react. I think, more than where they like the ball, like it's, you have to be in the open spot too, so finding the spacing for these junk defenses, because you don't typically see, double teams before half court and box and one defenses. So even at the end of the game, like when teams full court press, like it's not a typical NBA defense. So just still trying to learn ways to figure it out. Obviously, if we're all healthy, that teams will have a harder time of, throwing those defense at us.
Well, to that point, there are some of those possessions on the jump defense where you're pulling a guy out to like the hash or even the half-court line. There aren't a lot of guys who would do that, just take themselves out of the play to help their teammates. What's your mindset with doing that and opening things up?
Yeah, when you string out the double team, it gives, the 4-on-3 spacing on the backside a lot more. So, teams that trap and hold the trap until I get rid of the ball, I try to take them farthest away from the play as possible. I mean, we went 3-4 straight possessions where they did it and hit 3 straight threes to get us back into the game. So, I'm going to keep making the right play. I trust all these guys in here, and, we've scripted all this before, so now it's just executing it.
How do you characterize the defensive effort on Steph? He was 8 for 24 for 24 points.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough task. I mean, we were talking about it after the game. Like, it takes a collective group. It's not just his primary defender. Everybody has to be locked in and ready to go, how many screens he comes off and how he just never stops moving. So, even when he's 8 for 24, like, I'm sure he's sitting over there like, I just missed a lot of good looks. So, that's how great of a player he is. But, you just have to make it as hard as possible on him.
Looking ahead to tomorrow, how many times did Mikal guard you in practice? Was it often?
Yeah, we got some good bump in, so I'm ready for it.